Hey there, it's day 47 of my Life Reboot Challenge. So I think we all know someone at work or at school who shamelessly uses AI, and you can tell, or maybe this is like a sibling, a parent, whatever. I want to talk about how it's important to be vigilant that you are still using your critical thinking skills. So one thing I love doing is listening to audibles. Before I start a book, I've been looking online to make sure that that person is an expert in the field and not like a super controversial expert. If I'm reading something about medicine, I want that person to be qualified and to have opinions that are relatively consistent with the new research or the contemporary research. When I listen to audibles, I like to try to do a few things before going to AI. So one thing I like to do is pretend like I'm summarizing for a friend. So that will help you learn the title and the author, and sometimes I forget. And then one sentence to describe it, in your own words, what this book is about, or, what is the main concept. Number two, I like to think about the key takeaways. And even if you forget the terms, I think that's okay. You can kind of leave blanks. Having those key takeaways, like from your memory, jotted down, really helps you practice recall, which solidifies your memory. Hi, Bruce. Hello. And then number three, to check for handouts. Lots of audibles and some print books as well will have handouts or, appendices. I like to look back at the chapter titles. That usually helps me remember the content. And then after you've done all of that is when I think AI is really good at filling in the gaps in your memory and possibly your understanding. So after you've already summarized it for a friend, jotted down some key takeaways, and reviewed any handouts or and looked at those chapter names, that's when I like to use AI. So what I'll do is I will ask AI to summarize the book. What are some key points? If I forgot in the key takeaways some of the terms, but I remember what the terms were about, I figure out what those words are, and I think that's super useful. I like to ask AI questions that are like a deeper dive into things. If they mention a concept, I'll ask more about where did that concept begin or how does it apply. And that's how I like to approach learning with AI, specifically for books that you read or listen to.